It is that time. A little bit of a time delay there. So it is December 24th, 2020, here in California on the Pacific West Coast. It's just after 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Christmas Eve for all those who practice Christmas, and there are many. My past is of one filled with many Christmases. As I've grown older, I think every day is a celebration. Should be lived, should be experienced. That's just me, though. Let me make sure I am actually streaming here. Yes, I am. Okay. Let me get back on track. I hope everybody's well on this eve. Oh. See, now it says excellent condition, but yeah, okay. Getting distracted. Just been behaving a little weird lately, differently. I don't know. Christmas. Are you celebrating Christmas? I think if I were celebrating Christmas, it wouldn't feel like Christmas. Not like it was last year or the year before. COVID. Got that pesky, nasty COVID. Changed things up. I'm checking things as I'm getting into this stream. The music, I think I want to have it a little bit louder. I don't think that it's overpowering. I know when I played them back, it's not as loud as I'd like it to be. I'll try that. So yeah, it's not quite the same festive spirit. Maybe it's just me. I don't think so, though. I think you all know what I'm talking about. As I've spent the day, I've wondered about a lot of these politicians who have set this all in place. I mean, it just didn't happen as far as all the mandates go. Wondering what they're doing. I'm feeling like the image in my mind that I would be willing to wager money, if I had money, I would wager it on. They're spending it with a variety of different people. People that are probably coming and going. And yeah, I don't want to speculate on that anymore. I think that it's kind of like a no-brainer for most out there that are paying attention and putting all the pieces together. So yeah, I imagine them. It's a festive day, a festive eve. Actually, we're not into the day yet, at least for me here. It is for some in other places around the world. Money hasn't been the concern for these politicians that it is for a lot of people. More so than it already is or was. It's even worse now. Cost of things are rising. Everything's going up. This is probably going to be a hodgepodge stream, a potpourri, a menagerie of thought. Especially given the day. It's Christmas Eve. And the miracle is about to be born. Isn't that how it goes? Or is it presents and gifts? Gimme, 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 gimme. I want. Jesus would have wanted me to have these gifts, right? To celebrate. Christmas is it's like a business. It's not like, it is a business. It's clear and cut. No need to really explore my stance on that any further, because it is. It's a big business. I'm not so sure it's as big this year. But then it doesn't matter. Because a lot of this, the big retailers have been making money consistently through this whole trial run through. That's what I see it as. But this is just a pre-run, testing the waters. See how the people react. So as far as Christmas is concerned, I feel like they made just buku bucks, profits for months and months and months because everybody was going to them. Couldn't go to lots of the other stores because they were closed. Christmas. It's a business. You just walk into a store, and it starts its promotion months before today and tomorrow, or even on the calendar. You still got to flip it a couple times. I think it's sad. I shouldn't be laughing. It's just what it is. I'm a realist. I can make light of things, but there's that very real side of me. Serious. This is the end. It is. The end time. This is apocalypse. The apocalypse. Revelation. Judgment Day. The Great Reset. All rolled into one. It's all those. It's all happening. I don't see the Great Reset. When I look at the Great Reset, as far as my understanding of what I hear about this Great Reset, I put it in the same bin as all the others. The end, apocalypse, revelation, judgment day. I don't see it as a beginning. I think that there's a beginning in all of this, most assuredly. I think that these people pushing the Great Reset, I think that they're pushing the end. And they know they are. It's the end of this, right? The end of this system, this way of life that we're accustomed to. I don't see the Great Reset as being a part of the beginning, only in that it signals the beginning is on the horizon, around the corner. But I don't see the Great Reset leaving me with any sense of enlightenment. You're welcome to, though. I'm not telling anybody what's what. For me, it is what it is. For you, I would assume it's the same. Whatever that may be. I know that people don't want to hear that. The end. Revelation, apocalypse, all those, all of it. It's not good. It's the last thing you wanted to hear, right? That's why it's you take the Bible. It's at the end. It's the last thing you wanted to hear. Not at the beginning. I haven't really kept apprised of current events as of today. I feel like the politicians, the Congress people, working for the people, okay? Those people making the decisions, the big decisions. I think that they should have passed the stimulus bill. Okay? I think that today it should have been, by the end of the day, over there on the East Coast, should have been on the desk of the president. Because that's what you do. I mean, they can sit down and come up with this. I hope you people have taken a moment of your day and searched that out. What's in this bill? I mean, it's easy enough, I would imagine, by now. I would hope that people have been making such lists available. All these countries that are getting all this money, and then at the end of it, they tack on this money for the people. And it's funny how they do it. It's like when they pass one, when they passed the last one, they did so like with an implication or implying that, you know, they know there needs to be more. Common sense tells them that this, you know, but and I understood, you know, you need to, or understand, you need to kind of get a lay of the land. So that's why you would do it in steps. But I mean, here we are, all these months later, and it comes down to Christmas, and you would think that that would be like a great gift to lift the spirits of the people. I mean, look what you've been doing to them. Locking them down. Can't go about their day like they used to. Can't hang out with friends like they used to. Interact. But no. I think at the end of the day, I get it. What do you care? It's coming down to that. Let's just be real about people and everything. Because it doesn't take much to do the right thing. It's just so obvious and in your face what's happening right now. You have no soul. No heart. You really do. All of you all have no heart or soul. Because I know what a person with a heart and soul would have done. That doesn't have any place, I guess, in government. Not anymore, not these days, seems. Because I'm witness to just so many stupefying calls being made, decisions. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I'm the only one who thinks like this. I doubt it. I think it's pretty common sense, logic. I mean, I understand the whole... This is not like free money like a lot of people kind of look at it as. It's a debt. And I guess where I'm coming from is if you can you can write a bill that sends money to, you got to see the list of the countries and the money that's being sent. And this is a stimulus to help Americans. And then you look at what they wound up giving you, or want to give you. It's insanity. It's like, I know there's plenty of people out there that, well, just give me my $600. I'll take it. No, I got a date at a table with cards and chips. That's I'm sure there's many people that already have that plan in their mind. If they get $600, they're gonna take that chance. Maybe they'll hit it big. They'll get enough to get themselves out of this situation that's just seemingly becoming more helpless because you don't have a say. You're going to do what you're told. I talked vaccine for a brief moment because I think about that all the time. I watch what I watch from time to time. The nurse fainting after getting vaccinated. It's like, okay, are you serious? You're gonna make people take a shot? I'm like, no. You're not gonna put anything into my body that nature did not intend to be there. Okay? That's just not without my consent. And then you don't take responsibility for what you're going to put into me. If it hurts me, oh well. So sorry. That kind of attitude. So sorry. No. It's my body. I don't want to die at the hands of another. Because I take that risk. When I'm watching a nurse fainting, then you hear other nurses or doctors, well, that happens from time to time. People do faint. People have no clue. Many people have no clue what's being put into their bodies. any of these vaccines, all of these vaccines. They're not aware of the side effects because they have a slew of side effects. Oh my. And yeah, it doesn't happen to everybody. But I don't think that that's a kind of risk that anybody else but you have the right to make. At least that's the world I grew up in for the majority of my life. It isn't until of late that it's become very apparent that, over these last number of years, that things are not the way I thought they were in a lot of ways. Oh, I see. It's my watch. I keep seeing a flash on the screen, and it's my watch reflecting light onto the monitor. Like, what's that? Light. Are you one of those that's ready for a $600 check? You'll take it? I know my mom is. My mom's excited when I talked to her last. The other day, that was one of the first things she mentioned. That, we're gonna get $600. I wasn't quite so joyful about it. I wasn't pessimistic either. I have my views on it. I mean, if they're going to give you money, they might as well just do it right, especially if you're going to give all this money to all these other countries. Well, let's start first with this country. Let's do it right. I mean, I haven't kept up on what is going on in all the countries of the world, but I do remember early on seeing a video or two that talked about other countries and how, because we're not the only country that's done like a stimulus type thing, helping the people out with some cash. And I was a little amazed. I have no way of validating or verifying what I had seen. And again, this was pretty early on, probably April, May. But the money that they were getting, I was like, wow. Because I knew we were getting $1,200. But like I said, I haven't kept up on all that. But I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they mentioned that to me in the conversation we were having about other countries getting a lot more money than we seem to be getting. And I don't know. I think her viewing was probably more current. I don't know watching, though. She's watching on YouTube. It could have been old videos from months ago. I think they should, again, they should have wished you a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holiday. No, they don't want that. Somebody doesn't want. I think both parties don't want it. Because both of them just don't seem to me, and I'm not talking about Trump. Trump is something different. And it's very apparent right now. They haven't really, I don't feel like they're doing anything positive for the people. Okay? The situation we're in is not getting better in so many ways, and it's like almost like that's the plan. Because, I mean, you and I think, know what is going to come of all of this. If it's not getting better, it's going to get worse, right? And what does worse conjure up in your mind? So if you know that, they know that too. I'm like flashing on, like, Kamala Harris or whatever she says her name is. Talking about the before the election and after the election, and it's going to be crazy. It's not going to get better. And others saying it, other politicians. It's just it's what the people want, right? It's what you want. Or is it what they want? Sure seems like what they want. And you know what? The people are doing a pretty good job. Excuse me, at what they're told to do. I mean, we're wearing those masks. Oh my. Oh, I can grab my mask. I don't wear this out and about. I'd love to, though. But I don't think I'm quite ready to confront the raised brows, people feeling offended. It is an N95 mask, though. So yeah, gotta love that CO2, right? Do you love it? You must, because you wear that mask and breathe in higher levels of CO2 than you normally would. It's not good for you. This virus, it's all conjured up, created. That's what I mean. I don't, conjure's not the right word. It implies it came out of thin air. It was created. There's so much out there right now that I think it's becoming a growing consensus that somebody's hand played a part in this, as unthinkable as that is. But again, remember that this is the end. The apocalypse, Revelation, Judgment Day. I mean, if you're on that page where you understand those terms, those words, then you should totally resonate with what's taking place right now. It shouldn't be that unreal, out of place, if you place those aforementioned parameters into place. The Great Reset. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Not gonna listen. Fine. I think it's something you feel more than you hear. I feel it in the air. The vibe, the vibration that everybody's contributing to. little piece of you that emanates through the air around the world. It's consistently there, like a radio tower signal casting out. That's what we all are. And I feel it. That's why I know I'm not alone. And you can feel it. Something big. Something huge. Life-changing. On a huge scale. World level. Well, that'd be Judgment Day. All standing as witnesses to ourselves. People right now, though, I think a great many are focused on what's under the tree. What's under the tree? Gimme, gimme, gimme. It's all money. Money, money, money. This whole world, like I said, Christmas is a business. Every day is a business. There's no more holidays. There's just business days. Ways to manipulate you into spending your money in ways that you never spent your money on before. But it makes you feel good though, right? For a moment. That's why I say every day should be a holiday. Every day is a holiday. It's a celebration. You should be thankful that you're here. I realize Thanksgiving, we just had Thanksgiving, but to me that's just another one of those holidays. It's a business day. It's like rehearsed in a way. You already know how it plays out. And the world still turns. And where's all that thanks? The music. Speak on the music here for a moment. I posted 10 songs on Facebook that randomly played. I used VLC player to randomly sift through the music. There's hours and days of music to search through. There's a lot of music there. So I played and had 10 play. Well, I almost didn't think I was going to be able to get 10 in because one of them was 20 minutes long. But I could clearly see a theme in the music. The first song was an instrumental piece by Duder called Uno 1. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. The first song that's gonna play. As I begin my hour pre-workup to my stream, here right now. I spend an hour before every stream listening to the music. Anyway, Uno, number 1, first song. And then the second track, I'm going by my memory here without pulling it up on the screen. I believe it was Air Supply. The One That You Love. Is that right? Yes, that's right. The One That You Love, Air Supply. That played second. And then the third track that played was Krishna Das, Hare Krishna, All One. And my mind thought, okay, I can see there's this theme, at least in my mind, that I'm seeing. And again, you got to keep in mind that this is all random. Music's just playing random. I'm not pulling them up to play. But I'm seeing one. Uno. The One That You Love. And All One. Anyway, so I have those up there. And by the end, number 10 was from the same album that the first song was from. Uno, number 1, was number 10. I think it's pronounced Daisy. It's 10. For me, when I stand back and I look at it all, there's something clearly taking place. Okay? I'm not making the music play, not physically pulling them up. Now, if there's some kind of a mental component that's taking place here, I'm not one to rule that out. But I'm not there yet. But I do know that I'm not pulling them up. It's a program that's just randomly playing whatever is what I would think. Just kind of rolls the dice, and whatever number pops up is what it goes to and plays. So when I'm seeing like those first 3, and then by the time I get to number 10, which is what I shoot for, to play 10, I didn't think I would have enough time in an hour to get to 10, but I did. It was like almost perfect, just about perfect. Anyway, I can't rule out that there's something beyond what I have been told is possible. For me, I perceive an intelligence in my mind, because I'm looking for something beyond all of this. I mean, if people want it, good. It's here. Have at it. But to force it on another is another story. Like forcing a vaccination. So I'm looking. A good chunk of my life, I've been looking for something more than this. So it's easy for me to catch it when it happens, to notice it, to be aware of it. Because I'm seeing this. Now, the next thing is okay, well, if it is an intelligence, is it good or bad? I think because I see that question that one asks is of it's of a human perspective, and it has no basis, no it has no meaning to this intelligence, in that it isn't about good or bad. It's both, but it's not. It's neither. I think that what is happening is it's about contact. It always has been about contact. I mean, you can take UFOs and aliens and ETs and all that good stuff out of this thought that I'm thinking of. But it's always been about contact, reaching out, making new friends. Always. From the very beginning. It's what we've been doing. This intelligence is contact, okay? It's a form of contact. And it takes two. It takes two to have a conversation, to have a friendship, a relationship, and with this intelligence, because if you could be where it is, we'll just say it, where it resides, or how it resides, how it exists, if you were to be there and experience it and know this state of being where there's no good and there's no bad, there's neither. And it's not like that's the end of the road. It's the beginning of a bigger picture. But that's hard for people to do. When we approach anyone, we have this preconception in our mind of judging a person, looking at a person, and making an assessment of what kind of person it is, or they are. Are they good, or are they bad? I don't know exactly. I've been searching for the right way to express this experience in a way that is non-threatening, in a way that doesn't provoke anger, because people get mad at everything. I think that if one were to reach out to this intelligence that I'm seem to be developing a relationship with, that I think that it's key to direct your awareness of this intelligence, what it is, in that it's not God, and it's not the devil. Because you can't say one without having the other come into the picture. As far as how God has evolved, the idea of God has played out in this world. I see God as what I was told God is. If I want to get into scripture and go biblical, God's everything. God's one with all. One. Which is something more than good or bad. Again, that's the hard part, for people to elevate themselves above that place. They just kind of plateau out at on good and bad. They get stuck there. They fight about it. God is one. So if you direct that kind of an awareness of an intelligence that has the means to communicate to you, with you, not to you. I don't feel like this presence tells me what to do. It's like a friend, like getting to know somebody. Takes time. And it's definitely been an up and down journey. Lots of discovery to be had. I know a lot of people around me that it's 50-50. Some can deal with it and don't trip on it, and then others are quick to hang on to that bad side, that it's the devil. You know, you've been had. You're listening to this music and believing that it's a conversation, but it's the devil that's doing it. And I think that it comes down to the person. Okay? The person who's reaching out with this awareness to this intelligence. I think it's that person and what they bring and how they bring themselves into the conversation. I mean, early on, I've listened to music all my whole life, obviously, but and I've a great part of it. I have felt a deep connection to or with the music, with a feeling that God was singing to me. When I would hear music, I was hearing God singing. I wasn't hearing some different, distinct voice. You know, through the person, it was like for that moment, I'm hearing God sharing a moment with me, and it would sync up with my day and the happenings of what was going on, and it made it easier to make that connection. And as time has gone by, it has only grown until a few years ago, and I met up with a group of people, and many who share that same connection with music, feeling that there's something there in the music. It's like alive somehow. You feel very connected to it, and which was easy for me to jump on board and get involved with, because I'm totally there. I've since moved on. I had my feelings on that whole thing by the end. Had I had things gone differently, and I had wound up staying in this state, out of state, where would it have gone? I don't know. I don't think about it, because it went the way it was supposed to. And I am where I am right now, doing what I feel I need to do. I listen to the music, among many things. Again, this conversation, this intelligence is reaching out to us in every way imaginable. And you got to broaden your horizons when it comes to language and conversations, so that you can pick out these words, for lack of a better term, these feelings that invoke words or thoughts based on the things that transpire in your day around you, from what flashes on a screen, to what somebody may say to you, to what song may pop up on the speaker. Is it just random? It's just chance. Is it? I say I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that there's a level to life that is where everything is connected, totally connected, and nothing happens by chance. Everything is affecting everything else itself. It's that intimate. There's a level where that exists. Clearly, we don't see that at this moment. There's a lot of friction, a lot of confusion. Okay. It's coming up on an hour. I like keeping these in an hour. I may come back in the morning and stream for an hour in the morning, as opposed to waiting until 11:11. That's what time I've been streaming these at. I've been starting them at 11:11 and 11 seconds. Yeah, all of these ones that have the Great Reset in the title. That's becoming my time slot, I guess. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'll come back. I think I'm going to just be a little bit more freestyle, more relaxed. Talk about anything and everything. Not be so serious, I guess. That's a hard one, though. Everything is so serious to me. I mean, I'm all about having a good time, but it's, there's things you gotta get done first, right? It just makes everything to come, to follow, more enjoyable. And that makes sense to me. Anyway. I did jot down a note here. Everything is experience, and I wanted to explore that a little bit more, but I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow. And I'll come back in the morning, Christmas morning. Yeah. I'll be vibing on all those people out there, opening their presents, putting that vibe out. That's what I like to do on these kind of days. Thanksgiving. I like to be very, keep to myself. I'm alone. And I just kind of vibe on everybody else and the feeling that they're projecting. And I do it in such a way that I'm very aware that that feeling, I look at it in contrast to the next day or the day after that and compare the two. I always wonder, it just seems sad that, because there's such a contrast between, like, say, Thanksgiving Day, and then a few days after. It's just not the same. There's not, and it's like, again, like I was saying at the beginning, that every day, I mean, we should all be living every moment of our lives with that feeling. It just, it works. It can. And it's a good thing to feel that kind of joy and happiness. I think it's kind of a trip how we take these days, put them to the side, and it's like we're pretending to be something that we're not, because the next day or day after we're back to this other thing that's going on, which don't feel anything like, say, Thanksgiving or Christmas, or every day should be a celebration. Birthdays, that's the only days I like. I like to celebrate birthdays. Because those are celebrated every day. I hope you guys are all well. I want to thank you once again. If you've happened to have been here before, a little extra thank you too. Keep on coming back for some more. And hanging out, and listening to me just kind of rant, share my thoughts with you. And God. God's here right now. Stop waiting. Stop looking for something that's right before you. Always has been. And it always will be. So I will see you tomorrow morning. Be well and smile.